Hi, I'm Alicia and welcome to the Mintay Papers YouTube channel. Today I'm sharing a set of 10 bulk Christmas cards that I created using the beautiful new collection Time of Wonders by Mintay Papers. This set of 10 cards is perfect for posting. They are very flat in design with minimal embellishments, so they will fit into a standard envelope. We are starting with the 12 by 12 scrapbooking paper set, Time of Wonders, and this is a beautiful collection. The colour scheme is in the traditional Christmas colours of red, green and gold, but there are much more muted vintage colour schemes, so it adds that real sort of elegant, on-trend sort of appeal to these papers, and lots of poinsettias which are beautiful at Christmas time. So I'm just flicking through the papers here quickly to just give you a little bit of an idea. In case you haven't seen these papers before, this is the page that we'll be cutting up for our cards. You'll cut both pages of this. So one side will be the frames. You'll cut a whole page of 12 frames. The other side will be the little pictures. So you'll fussy cut all of those little pictures out first. Grab a cup of tea, watch TV, sit somewhere comfy while you're cutting those out and just relax and enjoy it. You'll also need the fussy cutting on the back of the front cover. So that's the page for the pictures and the frames on the back. Choose the paper that you would like as the background of your cards and cut these papers at 6 inches. Cut again at 6 inches. So I've cut two 6 by 12 inch rectangles out of this beautiful, rich, mahogany sort of colour paper that I love this paper. It's just so elegant. On our cards, I'm working from a sketch. We've basically got two rectangles on the front of our card. So our first rectangle is going to be 6 inches by 3 inches. So we're going to cut some 3-inch strips along here. I'm going to take a different page now, this beautiful golden page. I'm going to cut it at 6 inches. And then I'm going to cut this one at 6 inches as well. Put one to the side. I'm going to cut this at 3 inches and 3 inches and 3 inches and 3 inches. So now we've got 8 pieces of those rectangles, measuring 6 by 3 inches. We will be needing 10 though, because we're making 10 cards. So I'm going to take the green page, cut it at 6 inches, cut it at 6 inches. I'm going to take one of these strips and put it to the side. I'm going to take the other strip and I'm going to cut two 3-inch rectangles. So that will give me 10 6 by 3 inch rectangles, and they will sit on one side of the card, and on the other side we're going to have a 2-inch strip. Okay, we're going to cut some of those now. So we can just use these other little strips here that we've got to cut our 2-inch strips. 3 from that one, and some out of the gold. There we go. So now we should have 10 6 by 2 inch strips. and 10 6x3" strips for the base of our card. Okay, our next step is we're going to cut some paper for the inside of our card, and this is going to be a 6x4" rectangle. So we'll cut it at 6 inches and cut it at 6 inches, and then we'll turn it to the side and cut at 4 inches. So I've chosen this lovely cream paper because it's going to be easy to write a message on over the top of the page. Don't want something that's going to be too busy. The other page that I'm going to use for the inside of my cards is this soft pink one, because it again is quite plain. Okay, so there we go. So we'll need 10 of those. And that'll be for the inside of our cards. So now that we've got that all organized and cut, we can start getting ready to paste these in. Now the glue that I'm using is Couture Creations Quick Dry Adhesive. I'm going to choose 2 rectangles, a 3-inch rectangle and a 2-inch rectangle to put on the front of each card. Then we'll have our little frame on top of that, and then we'll have our fussy cut image on top of that. I'm using some Merry Christmas wooden chipboard sentiments for each of my cards. And we will actually be covering those in a gold Kindy Glitz for extra sparkle. We're putting our 2-inch strip on first, and we're putting our 3-inch strip on second. So the overlap, you can see we've got the wider strip on top. So to create that look, glue your 2-inch strip on the right hand side of the card first, then glue your 3-inch strip onto the left hand side of the card second, and that gives you that effect that we're going for in this card set. Now when you are gluing, you can choose either side of the papers. You might like to choose the busy side, or you might like to choose the plainer side, whatever suits you. Have a little bit of fun, the designing of the papers, as to what you think matches nicely, what contrasts, and those sort of things. This is one of the enjoyable parts of creating this card, is choosing the papers that will be on each card. There we go. That's all of our card fronts done. Now I'm going to do the inside of each of the cards. I'm just popping that straight on the inside with the border all the way around, so that every card has an insert to write on. And we're going to actually decorate those inserts at the end of the video. Okay, that's all done. Our next step is to use some gold lace. You need to measure your gold lace so that you have the correct measurement to glue onto each of the cards, which is 6 inches. So that's the measurement that you want to cut to. Maybe just a fraction over. I ran a length of glue along the paper join, and then I patiently stuck the lace down. You have to wait a little bit for that glue to dry a fraction and grip onto the lace. You may prefer to use tape. Might be a little less messy. You do get a little bit of glue on your fingers doing it this way, so if you find it easier to use tape, please go ahead and use a double-sided tape to glue down your lace. The next step is to choose a frame for each card. Have your cards laid out in front of you, and then choose a fussy cut image for each card. You'll have 2 left over. We're going to have a sentiment on each of our cards as well. We're going to begin gluing on our elements, starting with the frame. I am not using any layering with cardboard or double-sided mounting tape or anything like that, because I want to keep these cards as flat as I can so that they'll fit in an envelope and be able to go in the post. If you are not going to be posting your cards, then by all means please add some more dimension onto them with cardboard or mounting tape. So I'm basically just gluing on the frame first, then I'm gluing on the fussy cut image second, and then I'm gluing on the sentiment. So it's a 3-step process happening at the moment. The frame, and then the image, and then the sentiment. Grab some gold Kinderglitz and run a strip of Kinderglitz around the edges of each of your cards. The next step is to put Kinderglitz onto the Merry Christmas wooden sentiment. I then like to leave mine to dry overnight, or a significant amount of time, because you don't want to be touching that glitter and wrecking it while it's still drying, and it does take a decent amount of time to dry. Once your cards are dry, you may find that they've curved just a little bit with the Kinderglitz. If that's the case, just really gently, just bend them back into a beautiful flat shape, because this is paper and it can bend. To decorate the inside of the envelope, you just need to trace the envelope onto the paper with a pencil. So choose the paper that you are going to want to use. I like to line it up with the corner there. I trace around the top and down to that bottom corner. Then I get my paper trimmer. I'm just going to trim off that strip first. I'm going to trim down where the pencil line ended. So it's a bit hard to see, but it's right there. I'll just measure as to what that measurement is. So the measurement is 5 7/8 inches. So we're going to cut down at 5 7/8 inches. Then you take your scissors and you just trim along your pencil line. And then you'll see there's your envelope liner. It's quite tricky to get it exactly symmetrical on both sides, If you want to, you can just trim it a little bit if you feel like you are just a little bit off. That looks pretty good. Then I just fold it in half and crease the line there. And then all I do is just trim around that again. So this is going to make 2 envelope liners from the same piece. And then I just cut on the fold. So just cut that down the middle there. And there's our 2 envelope liners. So they'll just slide in there and we'll glue those in. And that just adds a beautiful decoration to the envelope. It looks really pretty, especially with that beautiful paper. So just get some glue on the back of that. And we'll just insert that in. And just make sure you've got it as straight and equal as you can possibly get it. And that's that envelope liner finished. So just trim that again to 5 7/8 inches. And then we just use one of the other liners as a template. It looks quite symmetrical. That looks okay. So then we're going to trim around that. Cut that off. Trim around it again. And there's our second one. So from one sheet of 12 by 12 paper, you will have enough for 4 envelope liners. And then we're just going to repeat that gluing process for all of our 10 envelopes until they're all completed. Again, you can choose whatever side of the paper you want to use. It's up to you with that. It's a hard decision. Okay, that's our last one. So they're all looking gorgeous. Now we need to fold them, okay? We've got to train these envelopes how to fold because that paper hasn't been folded before. So you do need to go through with your bone folder and just smooth down that fold on each of the envelopes so that it has a nice neat fold. There we go, all done. Now this page here, I've already pre-cut. That's the back of the front cover, and it has lots of lovely pictures that we can use to decorate both the inside of our cards and the front of our envelopes. Because we want to have room to write our message, I'm just doing a small decoration in the corner of the card just to decorate it a little bit, but there'll still be space on the card to write a message. That's the sort of plan that I'm going with here. that's all the inside of the cards done, and for the envelopes I'm just going to add a picture to the corner of the envelope at the front, because I've got all these little things left, so why not just use them up. Really used everything. Now I'm going to add a little picture onto the back of the envelopes. Those bows are cute, aren't they? I'm not gluing it down though, I only glue it at the top so that the envelope can be opened. So this is our envelopes now. They're all decorated beautifully. The inside done, and the little star or the little whatever picture on the front and on the back. Completely decorated envelopes for your Christmas cards. You've used up all your little bits and pieces from the Mintay pack. I think you've got maybe 1 or 2 pages left in your kit out of your scrapbooking kit. So you've nearly used up the whole packet of your papers, and you've made a set of 10 cards with fully decorated envelopes. So well done to you. What a wonderful achievement. Congratulations. So this is just a photo of all of the inside of the cards, all completed and all dry. And that is the completion of our Christmas card project. We've made 10 Christmas cards using Mintay Time of Wonders collection. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial and that you can follow along with your beautiful Time of Wonders papers at home. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you subscribe to the Mintay Papers YouTube channel and have a lovely crafty day.